Hello everyone, I am ExtraCheesy87 and this is Let's Play Pentiment Part 21. In the previous video, we were tasked with creating the most magnificent mural ever because our dear old dad Klaus has been brained upside the head. And so we're going to have to complete it in his wake. We were also given about a 1 billion things to do. We have everyone to talk to. I'm pretty sure this isn't even everyone, just these markers on the map. I don't really remember who all they told us to talk to. We can try and find the book, and then there's just various people that we should talk to. I think we will start. I'm very interested in the book, so if we could potentially find that, I would like to do so. I see some green this time of the year. Jorge, we've already read that. Nico. Oh, hello, Magdalene. Nico, what are you doing out here? Biding my time, contemplating life. That bad, huh? In the forest at this cold time of the year? I like the calm and the chill. Makes me feel lively. Feels like the sweet embrace of death is enveloping me. I'm not looking forward to returning to the inn either. I'll hit you with the magnifying glass. Yeah, Hannah's not a good lady. Just so. Lately, Hannah and I fight more days than not. I walk into the woods to clear my head. So, what happened between you two? We lied to each other, fostered resentment, grew apart. I mean, did you lie to her, or did she? Because I feel like it was more she was lying to you. It's a tale as old as matrimony. I don't know. We'll go with the middle option. Truth be told, I'm not expecting much from it. Maybe you young folk are smarter than we were at your age. We were in love once, I think. It's been so long I hardly remember. Maybe I was just horny. Well, I was in love. I would have suffered any sight for her, even that fucking Miller. At least Linhart died in the revolt, but that didn't stop Hannah from disgracing our marriage. I mean, she's not really worth getting mad about. I mean, it does kind of suck. You still have to kind of like basically live with her because, you know, divorce isn't that much of a thing, and yeah, I don't know. I swallowed my pride and let it go because I thought it'd make her happy. But I shouldn't talk to you about this. You caught me in a weak moment, Magdalene. I mean, we did say Magdalene's kind of mean. Maybe it'll give him some gumption. You sound like her. No, I just mean like, I mean, it sucks that you got betrayed like that, but like, you can't let it, she's winning by letting her live rent-free in your head. But you're right, that's a lot better, man. Hannah would still love me. Well, no, it's not that. She's a piece of shit. You're not the piece of shit. Too old to change now. She's too stubborn and I'm too weak. It's pointless. Okay. Just keep letting him have it. Come on, we gotta rouse that fighting spirit. Now, not fighting spirit and like don't beat her or nothing. I don't care what she did. She doesn't deserve that. But you know, don't let her control your life and make you depressed. You expect Christ himself will come along and change you? I pray he would. I fear that the Lord's intervention is the only hope for us now. I mean, you made Killian, he's cool, baby. We're never really talking to him, but I said talking again. Killian's a good boy. Have I always been saying that shit? And I'm just now realizing. A diligent son. He deserved a better father. I failed him too. Yeah, you're just feeling sorry for yourself. You would be sorry too if you were me. Sorry I burdened you with this. Please don't tell your father. Okay, this is a little much. I don't know if I don't know if my soul can handle saying this. I won't. Sometimes we have to keep things from our family. I mean, it's not really his business. It's bad for the soul, isn't it? Lying. I mean, I'm not lying. It's just, I don't have to tell him that, like, oh, you know the neighbor's fucking depressed because his wife cheated on him with, like, the world's worst human being? Go home, Nico. Till later, Magdalene. Till then. I don't know. I guess my opinion would be basically like, I kind of get like staying married or whatever, just because it's like a big hassle. But like the relationship is functionally over at that point, you know? And you shouldn't like kill yourself or like, you know, feel so terrible about it. Like, she's not a good person. It's not your fault. Something I can do for you? Knives need sharpening? I'm not sure. Is there a Magdalene live in town? Vacslav. Okay, lets me share a space with him sometimes. I'm a tinkerer. Travel around, help people out with sharpening knives, little things. Hey, we're also a tinkerer. Jacqueline, you apprentice daughter? My father and I are both printers. Do you sample the wares much? Where? Oh yeah, I read books. Vacslav, don't. You're gonna get in trouble again. Trouble for me? Oh no, not you. This one can't help but talk to people about all the strange things he believes. He reads all sorts of books, talks to old folks, gets ideas brewing in his head. Now that doesn't bother old Smokey none. Bothers some other people a whole lot. I mean, it depends on what your beliefs are, but in theory, it doesn't bother us. I feel like she'd have an open mind reading all them books. If it doesn't bother you, it doesn't bother old Smokey. Sounds like there's nothing to worry about. Fine, you get run out of here again. Don't blame me. So books, strange ideas? The host, the Eucharist, the bread and wine, body and blood of Christ. Holy Communion, what about it? More and more people are writing about rejecting transubstantiation. The idea that the bread and the wine of the Eucharist literally becomes the body and blood of Christ. Here we go. Yeah? Well, there are two ways to look at it. The first is on the grounds that Wycliffe and Plus rejected it. Using our eyes, our senses, there's nothing perceptible that changes in the character of the bread and the wine. I mean, must our senses necessarily encompass all of God's miracles to make them real? No, not at all, but for what reason would God place them outside the compass of our understanding? Technically, you could send this to, like, literally any contradiction in a religion. It's an act of faith. But if that's the case, of what importance is the material composition of the host? Even if the bread and wine turned to Christ's body and blood, why is it that necessary for spiritual communion? We're bound by flesh, attempting to reunite with the light of the Lord through the Eucharist. The act, the observance, unites our wills with that of Christ. He is present in us through the remembrance, not the physical act. Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't disagree. I don't know. What does that matter? You saying we shouldn't take communion? No, there's nothing wrong with taking communion as a rite or act. But if you accept what I'm saying, there are other things I'd like to discuss. I'm not listening to any of this. Are you ready to hear why it's important to disbelieve in transubstantiation? Sure. I'll admit I hope for some more enthusiasm regarding the fate of our souls, but alright. This all starts with Lucifer creating the world. No. Oh no, what have we gotten ourselves into? Jesus Christ. We'll get to him. That's chapter 5, little lady. God was the Word, and the Word was truth, and the truth is light. The light is God's will. God's light contained aspects what we consider angels, facet of his infinite intellect. One of these aspects separated itself from his intellect and manifested in the darkness as his corrupt will, Lucifer. What power could a portion of God's will separate from the whole? The will moved itself. God's intellect, being infinite, also contained the capacity to transcend the infinite. To exist outside of the boundaries of infinite light, the corrupt will be brought into being in equally infinite darkness. What? Okay, yeah, sure. But if it's infinite light, you can't be outside of it because it's everywhere. It doesn't have any boundaries because it's infinite. Within that darkness, Lucifer cast his false light, a corrupted imitation of the divine intellect, to create the world. All material in our world is inherently a corrupted manifestation of that false light. We all still have a connection to God through our intellect, but it's flawed by existing in our physical bodies. But you still believe we can be redeemed through Christ, right? Well, of course. I don't get the damn Inquisitors on me. Finally, some sense. But not in the way that you think, oh God. Of course not. The way to be redeemed is to reunite our will with God's. Alright, how do we do that? Regular prayer, abstention from material desire, sublimation and elimination of want. That just sounds like being a monk. Oh no, priests and monks both are corrupt agents of the business of the church. They have taken the simplicity of holy devotion and profaned it with pageantry. The saints too, all this talk of Moritz and Satya and miracles, they're just stories. Unlike my thing, which is definitely cold hard truth, the church has led people astray and put the hope of people into meaningless rituals, faith, and relics. I can see why you don't go into town much. No one really wants me in town anyway. They want me to fix their knives and their pots and little things and be on my way. And that's fine with me. I've seen so much of the world, learned so many things. I mean, granted, I would probably just want my knives sharpened too. I wouldn't, every time I go to the knife store, I wouldn't want to learn every facet of the knife sharpener's ideology. Even if it was something that I didn't think was a little silly. I've made so many friends that I hope I'll see again if I come their way. Anyway, thank you for indulging me, Magdalene. Of course. Until later. I mean, you know. It's nice to see some green this time of year. I mean, I kind of agree. I mean, like, the transubstantiation thing, I've always, even as a kid, I remember thinking that was very silly. Like, when I was raised religious. Like, just the idea, like, didn't make any damn sense to me. Hey, Magdalene. Hello, Paul. But, like, Santa Claus, I believed in that shit, because obviously that was real. Like, come on. But a lot of the, like, religious stories I remember. Even as a pretty young child being like, okay, I get it. These are not literal. Because like I just couldn't wrap my head around them. And then having like immense culture shock when I got older and I learned a lot of people actually believed it all 100% literally. And that like really fucking shook me. Looking for frogs. Artemis says she saw one the other day and we're trying to collect. What's with you and the frogs, man? Frogs don't come out this time of year. How do you know? Artemis said she saw one. Hildegard says they're cold and wet creatures. They won't be out in autumn. Huh. Maybe that's why I only have one. What do you need the frogs for? Like I'll tell you, you'll snitch. I won't. Yeah, right. Sorry, Mags. I'm not telling. You'll just have to wait and see. Or ask Artemis. Maybe she'll tell you. Fine, I'll go talk to your sister. If you mess with my mural, you'll be sorry. Don't worry, Mags. You're not our target. Okay, there is a target, though. The Great Frog Plague. Saint Satia Shrine. Martha especially likes to leave all things for. Wait, which one is Martha? I don't know who you are. I think you're new. Or you're a kid that's grown up. Which one of you MFers is Martha? Younger sister of the late Anton, daughter of Carl. Who the fuck's Carl? What happened to Anton, by the way? Because, I mean, he was like a kid in the last act. Hey, Magdalene. Hey, Artemis, Apollo said you're catching frogs? Yeah, what about it? Told me to come ask you why. He wouldn't say anything. He didn't tell you? Lord, finally, he's learning to keep his mouth shut. Oh, come on, just tell me. No way! This is our biggest trick yet. We're not risking it to tell you. You'll just have to wait and see. But, like, we're cool. I don't really care about what you guys are doing. I mean, I'm interested, but I don't care enough to, like, sabotage it, probably. A pig? Out here? Must have broke out of its pen. Wonder who it belongs to. Me now. It's my pig. I can't investigate the waterfall. The waterfall is always so beautiful. Anything over here at the salt mine shaft? I wanted to pick the mural as accurate as possible. I have to go down the shaft myself. Entrance is so steep. No one's used it in years. There must be some way to get down there. I rigged a rope to the top beams, but I had to get down more easily. Baltus might have some tools. I mean, we could try this, but maybe we should still talk to Baltus. I rigged a rope to the top. I don't necessarily want to do it now. I saw some rope in the workhouse or workshop at home. I should be able to find everything I need there. Let's come back later. Okay, I didn't really want to do that yet. I was just talking. Oh, we can't investigate the tomb or gravestone. Mugwort. Might not be as powerful as when we gathered on St. John's Eve, but it should still work. It gets an extra power level bonus to its healing on St. John's Eve? I did not know that. Thank you for informing me. For optimal efficiency, you have to grind Mugwort in late December. Okay, so we could go to the mine. Okay, we'll go pop around the convent just since we're here. I don't think there's anything we have. There you are. Hello, Magda. You wouldn't happen to be going to the convent? Why do you ask? You thinking to join the Poor Clares? Maybe. Why do you want to do that? Be honest, what do I have to look forward to? With Dad's injury and me unwed at 20. You're 25? What? Older than all the boys in town? They don't see me as a sister, they see me as a mom. When Dad dies, not anytime soon, God willing, I won't be able to claim the farm. Yeah, you're kind of fucked. I'll lose my home with Anton gone, there's nobody to take it over. I mean, it is unfair. You should be able to inherit the property. Just gonna maybe give it a couple centuries. The laws of man seem cruel compared to the law of God. Well, I don't know. I'd say both are a little on the scale. I'm destined to poverty. Why not live with those who do the same? Why not withdraw from the trials of the world? You know as well as I do, it's not safe out here. Okay, you need to be more ambitious. Maybe you're right. Thought about joining the order myself. I don't know what to say. I suppose you should follow your heart. I don't know, man. I don't know what to say. Follow your heart. I trust it. It's nervous and it's a nervous and confused thing. You're not driven by a consuming devotion. Doesn't seem like the nun's life is meant for you. But granted, she's got a point. It's either become a nun or starve. Oh, granted, these nuns you'll probably still starve, but maybe so. But joining the Poor Clares is a lifelong commitment. I don't know if I'm ready for that. I don't know, man. I don't think you should join the order until it's like a last chance. Oh, okay. You can't just throw your life away over one bad day. I won't be throwing my life away, Magdalene. Paul wrote that there is no greater reward than living for Christ. I want to live a life with meaning, and I always admired the sister's dedication. Besides, if I join the order, Dad wouldn't have to worry about what happens to me. I'll pray about it, but I think it's time I talk to Mother Francesca and the others, or Franziska. I gather my courage, what little of it I have. You think that's best? Just be sensible, Martha. Until later, be well. I don't know. I mean, neither option sounds that good. I guess, you know. Could you at least, like, join a different nunnery? One that's not quite so poverty-pilled? God bless you, Magdalene. God bless you, Sister Gertrude. Doing alright. Father Thomas told us about your father's attack. You were incredibly courageous to run to Dr. Stoll so quickly, especially when the attacker could have been about. Yeah, if it wasn't for Physika, I wouldn't have realized it was so badly hurt. Medical treatise by Hildegard of Bingen. Saint and doctor of the church, it represents 9 categories of healing: plants, elements, trees, stones, fish, birds, animals, reptiles, and metals. Well, I'm glad she came in useful, although I wish we were not in such dire circumstances. I lit an extra votive candle in the St. Satya shrine for each of you this morning. Small candles lit during prayer in churches symbolizing a specific offering or request on the behalf of the prayer giver. Dad says the pain has gone down, but Dr. Stalls is worried about a brain hemorrhage. I might have some psyllium left in the herb hut. If you blend it with broth or warm wine, it will heat his brain and prevent infection. I mean, maybe. Thank you. I'm grateful for all the help. The church's body of Christ, Magdalene. We are all one community and want to help Klaus before his time. God will turn this for good, no matter what things look like now. He sees beyond time itself, but we are constricted by the present. I've been around long enough to see fruits even when I thought the devil had burned the fields. Or see his fruits. Hey, you should stay away from his fruits, alright? That's what got us in this fucking mess. Keep faith, Magdalene. I just wish this never happened at all. God bless you, sister. God bless you, Magdalene. Mugwort. God bless you, Magdalene. I've been hoping to speak with you. Why? I'm not joining, alright? You perhaps have a moment? Of course, Mother. How can I help? I had heard that you had taken up the mural in Rathaus after your father's terrible attack. I'm excited to paint the town's history. My way. Your enthusiasm and insistence is most troubling to some people in town. Yes, so? You wouldn't happen to be including yourself in that group, would you? Very astute, Magdalene. Yes, I'm concerned for you as are others. I understand how you must have struggled with your mother passing while you were so young. Without a maternal figure to guide you, it's no wonder your spirit has wandered and wavered from its nature. Bite me? My spirit's fine. Pursuit of such trades is not for women, but men. As Paul writes, God calls women to work at home, not in trades. While supporting your father's law while taking on his work is imprudent. There are plenty of young men in Tassing worthy of you. Perhaps you have a different calling. I'd like to offer you a place here among the sisters. Pass. Alright. You may be an ordained mother, but you're certainly not mine. Magdalene Druckerine. On the contrary, your utter disregard for authority and decency shows that you would benefit from convent life. Such impudence is precisely why I offer you a place here. I think it would do you a great deal of good. Think of my offer, Magdalene. God bless you. Nah, man, we got prospects, okay? I mean, I get for Chickadee. I mean, she doesn't really have many choices. All right, her ship sailed. We still got a shot. We still got a few years left in us. And plus, if we were to join a nunnery, it'd definitely be like a cool one. That's not like so. Life should be suffering. Alright, let's go talk to not Martin. Oh, we can talk to the mountains. Snow's creeping down the mountains. Winter will be here soon. Long neck. God damn, he's got a long neck. What up? Good morning, Magdalene. How's the mural coming along? Well, I think I'm off to start the first part of the mural today. I'll plate the founding of Tassing and the Romans. Well, you won't want for any models. Tassing's littered with Roman ruins. It's almost a nuisance. What sort of mural you creating, Magdalene? I believe Klaus was planning on a fresco. Yeah, sure, fresco sounds cool. Is that due to the nature of the wall or the style of paints you have? Both, actually. I didn't know you had an interest in art, Paul. It's been an interest of mine since childhood. My father disapproved. Well, yeah, they got the mill back. That's good, I guess. After my mother and I left Tassing, we stayed with her family for a few months before we heard what happened. Father's friend Andreas, he encouraged me to draw. While we were away, I studied in my uncle's library, collected books about various art styles since we returned. I can't imagine what I would have done if Dad didn't let me learn how to print and paint. It didn't stop me, just became better and better at hiding my art. Yeah, that's typically how that goes. That's why Anna and I have decided that whatever Andreas and Ulrich show interest in, we'll support. Why doesn't Andreas give a picture? What the fuck, man? It may not be something they can make a life from, but I'd rather nurture that interest. Well, anyway, I'm glad the mural's going well. Get my sudden questioning about it. Been so busy preparing for the council's next meeting, I haven't had as much time with Anna as usual. Says I get a bit frantic when I'm overwhelmed. Maybe you should take some time off. Let Jorg, Werner, and Baltus run the town on their own? God, can you imagine? They beat each other's throats within a day. Took us 3 weeks to agree to institute yearly maintenance checks on every home in Tassing. The idea's had quite a bit more pushback than we anticipated. I'm not gonna be mean to Paul, okay? Paul's cool. I can't do it. New ideas always face some kind of opposition. I don't think you should let that stop you. Thank you, Magdalene. I understand the hesitation. Folk like to look after their own homes, their own land. But this would help protect those in Tassing who don't have the skill to fix things themselves. Widows like Agnes or Gret. In any case, the matter's far from resolved. I imagine spring will come before anything is actually done. Better get back to work. Thank you for letting me interrupt your day, Magdalene. God bless you. Can't go to the Roman ruins anymore, man. I forgot who's your. Oh yeah, you got Hat Girl, right? That's who you ended up with. Where are they? Where is the family? Maybe they're in the regular town. Hello, Magdalene. Wah. Good morning, Magdalene. Man, I can't. This dude's like got serious like 13 or 30 energy. Or really like 13 or 40 energy. Because he kind of looks like he's supposed to be young, but he also looks like he's, you know, in his late life crisis. Oh wait. There you are, old Tommy T. Oh wait, do I want to talk to you yet? Aren't you main story? Doesn't look like it. You don't have a thingy. Okay, we'll talk to you then. Oh, God bless you, Magdalene. Hello, Father Thomas. Look, trouble, what's the matter? Seem to have lost the key to the tabernacle. That sounds bad. Without it, we have to go without the Eucharist on Sunday. I'm sure I can find a way to get the tabernacle open. Absolutely not. I won't have you picking your way into the tabernacle, plus you're a damn filthy woman. Even for a righteous purpose, I don't like the prospect of it. Why on earth do you know how to pick locks, Magdalene? What? Oh, it's just the manner of being a good wife. We have to manage our family's finances. Baltus taught me. Sometimes mechanisms? The Mexicans don't get stuck. Mechanisms in his inventions get stuck? I suppose that makes sense. Use that talent wisely. Regardless, won't have you forcing your way into the tabernacle. I'll find that key eventually. I won't leave Tassing's sanctification at risk. I don't think I know, but I'll say it. You found it? Praise the Lord. Thank you, Magdalene. You do have it, don't you? Not quite, but I know who does. I do? I feel like I don't know. God, Magdalene, you implying that someone stole the tabernacle key? I think the twins stole it, Father. They've been plotting something all day. Those fickle little rat bags. No matter how many times I warn of the suffering they can endure if they do not cease this nonsense, they continue in their impious, impetuous ways. I swear the devil's in those children, naming them after pagan gods, no wonder. I shall have another talk with their parents, I think. Okay, I didn't really realize I was ratting. Your piety shines all the more brightly, and I thought it... Yeah, I didn't realize that's what it was going with. Sorry, I wouldn't have ratted on them, but the game was very vague. Don't punish them too harshly. The Lord will see to that, not I. God bless you, Magdalene. I'm sorry, I really didn't... I was just kind of confused on why it said we knew where the key was, because I didn't feel like I knew where the key was, so that's why I clicked it, and then it's like, actually, it turns out we're a super narc. Magdalene, how are you keeping? Yeah, eager to work on the mural. I'm certain it'll be the pride of Tassing when you're through. I've always had your mother's talent for art. And how's your dad? The only people who's asked me how I'm doing for asking about my dad. I know how it is to be the sole caregiver. Yourself disappears behind the needs of the person you're looking after. I worry about you carrying that weight alone. I remember when my dad fell. We cared for him best we could, but those few months before he passed were a tough time for everyone. But I believe God will pull your dad through whatever the doctor says. We need him. I don't know what I'll do if he dies. I feel crazy even thinking about it. Oh yeah, won't we end up destitute? I didn't even think about that we are kind of fucked, now that I think about it. Should the worst come to pass, you will not be alone, Magdalene. Believe me. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have insulted the nun lady. It may feel like you are, but... Have you thought about what you'll do if your dad doesn't come through this? I mean, Dad would want me to keep up the printing press. Wouldn't that be a sight? Are you sure you can handle it? It's a lot to manage on your own. But you're a good girl, Magda. There are any number of families in Tassing who'd be happy to take you. You have someone in mind, don't you? Not really. I literally can't imagine who you'd be alluding to. Not a single young man of quality in this town. Not even young Otts? He's about as subtle as his father, rest out his soul. I miss him. Otts doesn't know what he wants, so now I'm amazed he can button his own pants. The way Eva hovers, who's to say she doesn't do it for him? It was the same with Otto and Ava. We all knew he was hers from the start. His aunt's appears to be yours. But if nothing ever comes of that, know that you're always welcome in my family, Magda. Kraft's a nice hard-working boy. He's got a sharp mind. He can provide for a family. Who the fuck is this? I'm not sure we're a good match. Not every marriage starts off on solid footing, but if you pray and work hard, maybe he'll run away from town and get murdered and come back as a doppelganger. You never know. Crazier things have happened. If you pray and work and trust in the Lord, you can find it in time. If it's not working out, how can you be sure a couple belongs together? God knows. He brings people together for a purpose. Well, I mean, he brought you together with your first husband, who then went off and got killed. I'm just saying, logic doesn't really make much sense, lady. We don't need to understand it, only to have faith in Providence. In any case, I should get back to the chores. Remember what I said, whatever happens, you're always welcome in my home. Oh, I have a question about an old book. Martin was supposed to have stolen it from that baron who got killed years ago. Do you know what happened to it? Oh. I hope this doesn't get me into any trouble, but I still have it hidden in a drawer. You do? Martin left it behind when he ran off. He went to all the trouble to take it, but he didn't bring it along? Martin was a thief, but he wasn't stupid. I'm sure he realized no one would believe he'd come by the book honestly, so he couldn't sell it. Why'd you keep it? What was I supposed to do? The Baron was killed soon after, and there I was, holding his stolen book. I didn't want Martin to get in any more trouble than he already was in. I never read it, though. I don't really read well. Can I have it? I don't know. Do we think she would give it to us? It's for the mural? Honesty's the best policy? But won't everyone wonder where you got the ideas? I've been talking to people all over town. They'll think I got the ideas from them. Oh, alright. I'd like to have nothing more to do with it, to be frank. It reminds me of difficult times. Stolen book of a dead nobleman in our home? Perhaps it's spoiled our minds and turned our eggs all these years. I mean, it's like paper, lady. Here you are. Please don't tell anyone I had this. Ah, Historia Tassia. It's in Latin, which I don't even read well. Puzzle it over in the evening. Thank you, Brigitte. You've been a big help. Of course, Magda. Be well now. God bless. You too, Brigitte. Until later. Okay. Old Martin. Morning, Magdalene. How's Klaus? Enduring, even when his speech is slurred, he keeps a cheerful heart. I don't know what life would be like without him. Klaus is a good man, Magdalene. Tassing's a better place thanks to him. He's one of the few in Tassing who hasn't been on my back all this time. What do you mean? I don't pretend like you haven't heard. Townsfolk have whispered shit about me for years. So what if I occasionally get into a few brawls? Honest man? I'll honestly beat their ass. I wasn't involved with what happened to Otto Zimmerman. I supported his cause. I pulled my weight around here, tilled the soil, salted the meats, provided for Brigitte and Kraft. I've done enough backbreaking work for this family. Can't a man just have a goddamn rest? Why are you always getting into fights anyway? Sometimes an asshole just needs to get his teeth pounded in. Does beating the shit out of someone really solve a problem? Maybe. Solves his problem of having too many teeth in his skull. Don't want to solve problems though. Don't have the patience anymore. Had enough. Just want what I'm owed. Teeth. Right. Lost enough time to this as it is. Time for you to go. Until later. Magdalene. How's it poppin'? God bless you, Magdalene. Hello, Matilda. Hello, Vacslav. How are you two? Very well. Lord's blessed us more than we deserve. And how are you, Magdalene? I was worried with you keeping the house and the workshop all on your own. Let me provide some soup for you and your father. Dad would love that. Hardly had a moment to cook a hot meal. Between your father, the shop, and the mural, I'm surprised you're not dead on your feet. He's very lucky to have such a devoted daughter. And before you worry about imposing, you're not. Taking care of our neighbors is how Tilda and I serve Tassing. Our vocation may have changed, but our gratitude to God and the town is not. So wait, are you guys like not? So you're not actually nuns and you're monks anymore? Isn't that like a lifelong commitment? Are you guys gonna like, you know, be punished forever? We've always so dedicated to the town. Plus, there was the whole death fucking while in the priesthood. Pretty sure you guys are, you know, religiously speaking, boned. Your neighbors took care of us in difficult times. Sometimes, and plus Vacslav maybe also killed the Baron. I don't know, we never really investigated that too much, but I think it's possible. Sometimes those days feel like another lifetime. Or at a time to be sure. Were the Benedictines anything like the Poor Clares? We live simple lives of devotion, but not that simple. I'm given to understand they don't make art in the convent now. Such a shame, in that beautiful workshop. In any case, a nun's vows include dedication to a simple life, with all the challenges that entails. But I struggled with my vows, my discipline. I couldn't live as my sisters did. I broke my vows, as did Vacslav. I'm not gonna talk shit about Vacslav. I mean, you know. And to be honest, Magdalene, there was nobody else. The monks were slim pickings. Yeah, we did. Well, I seduced her. You certainly did not. You telling me, young Magda here, that you seduced me then? Vacslav, please. So you left the abbey? Oh, no one learned of what we did. The matter ate at my heart. I hadn't been falsely accused of murdering the old baron terrified you, and rightly so. We all must account for our sin, Magdalene. I was afraid I would account for mine sooner than I thought. Those are the hardest years of my life. I repented and prayed to God to absolve me. But the Lord always provides, even in the darkest days. Abbey's destruction gave us a second chance. Can't imagine that. Well, it must be strange to leave that life after. I don't know why the townsfolk would care. Well, I will admit it's been strange not being able to enter the convent. I miss the sisters terribly some days, but truthfully it's been a relief not to be constrained by my vows. The Lord forgives more readily than man, Magdalene. Never think that you must remain in a place that causes you to sin, even if others think it godly. I never realized you two went through so much together. Our vault covered up many sins, yes, including many of our own. Only by the grace of God are we in this life together. I mean, you don't, for all you know, his ass is fucking mauling up there. You broke my vows. Rah! I'm gonna get you. Like, I mean, that could be what he's saying. You don't know. Maybe many more years before we part. God willing. Anyway, Magdalene, I'll send that soup over to you shortly. Thank you. God bless you, Magda. God bless. And maybe he's just luring you into a false sense of security, being like, oh, I'm going to make them think that I've forgiven them, but actually, God never forgets, and he never forgives, actually. Alright, we will call it here. Before I get Inquisitors sent to my house for this video. Next time, we'll continue talking to people around town. I do like how most of the random NPCs have actually had, like, decent little bits of dialogue. That's always fun. I like it when we're just sitting there and talking to people. I like talking. We'll also probably make a little bit of progress on the actual... Well, we did make a little... We got the book. Well, we can't do anything with it, but... I am interested to maybe find out what's in there. But that will be for next time. I am Extra Cheesy 87. Stay tuned for the next part. And bye, guys.